Billy Luna.
I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
Stay tuned, because I'm going to show you the unedited video from Piers Morgan of Jaguar Wright, in which she launches bombshell accusations against Jay-Z and Beyoncé relating to the Diddy scandal. This footage has been deleted by Piers Morgan.
Please subscribe to the Billy Luna channel and like the video. Thank you.
Of course, now Jay-Z and Beyoncé's lawyers have pressured Piers Morgan into deleting the Jaguar Wright footage and issuing them an apology. However, I have decided to let all of you be the judge. I'm going to tell you the entire story and show you the deleted footage. Why am I doing this? Because it is news and censorship is wrong. You know, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, etc. This type of legal intimidation is standard operating procedure for Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, and Beyoncé. In fact, Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, came at a dear friend of mine, a talented young YouTuber named Members Only 22. Jay-Z used his lawyers and his connections at YouTube to get Members Only 22 a copyright strike. I'm going to show you my discussion with Members 22 about this whole situation. After Jay-Z and Beyoncé's lawyers went at Piers Morgan, Piers deleted the footage from his program featuring singer Jaguar Wright about Diddy Combs' recent arrest. Now, in England, you'd call her Jaguar Wright. Jaguar said on the show that she had been, quote, screaming that, quote, Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters for years. Morgan said on Tuesday that he had been contacted by Jay-Z and Beyoncé's lawyers, who said the claims were, quote, totally false and have no basis in fact. Jaguar Wright is a singer-songwriter who has previously worked with Jay-Z. Piers Morgan, the former Good Morning Britain host, said that Wright would have voiced her opinions regardless of appearing on the show, saying, quote, the reality of the modern world is pretty much everyone had a platform as long as they have something to say that other people want to hear. Morgan added, that's why we invited Wright to be interviewed. The people making these claims have an audience with or without shows like mine. But Morgan said that now he had heard from the couple's lawyers that he would have his editors remove and delete the sections featuring Wright's allegations. Piers then offered a direct apology, saying, quote, editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. That's a really good point, man. You might want to think about changing the name of your show, Piers. It's very censored at this point. Piers says, quote, but like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theater, there are legal limits on us too, and we apologize to Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Jaguar was invited by Morgan to speak about the ongoing legal action against Diddy Combs, who was arrested last month on charges of racketeering and trafficking. Diddy, of course, denies criminal wrongdoing and is currently in custody after being denied bail. Piers Morgan's show Uncensored is on YouTube after leaving Talk TV in the UK earlier this year. Previous to that, he, I believe, was fired from CNN. Piers, very interesting that your show is called Uncensored. I think you might have to rethink that title.
Why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
Remember, you're a part of this too. Let me know what you think of all of this in the comments. So we have a street guy, tough guy, so-called gangster, calls himself a gangster. Now he's a billionaire, and his name is on this copyright strike. You are a young brother from Philadelphia with a small channel. Is Jay-Z a rat because of this?
Is Jay-Z a rat? You know, Jay-Z back in the day, he said you can't knock the hustle. So why would you interfere with someone else's hustle?
Today, I'm about to bring on a special guest, members only, one of the preeminent content creators in the crime genre. Why don't we start with the story that you are personally involved in? You made a video. It was very successful on YouTube. And
Yes.
You got a strike that was put on that video by one of the world's biggest rappers, who I will also note, you've also told me, is your favorite rapper. Can you briefly tell us this story, please?
So I did a story on OG Juan. His wife is Desiree Perez. She is the CEO of Rock Nation. Okay. Well, everyone knows OG Juan was in the streets. He was moving bricks. His wife ended up becoming an informant. She ended up giving up I forgot what cartel was it. Was it the Mexican cartel? It was some type of cartel that she gave up. But everyone knows it was OG Juan. She took the case. She became an informant. She set them up. She's free. She's the CEO of Rock Nation. So I did a video on OG Juan, bigging OG Juan up, bigging him up to the fullest. But a part of his story is his wife telling. That's a part of the story. I just had to tell the truth.
Right.
Next thing you know, I get a copyright strike with the videos taken down, and it's saying that the removal.
One second. I just want to flesh this out a little bit more. Like, just so we'll just. I just want to say, okay. So Desiree Perez is the former and current. She's CEO of Jay-Z's company.
Yes.
Rock Nation.
Yes.
And she was married to this guy,
Juan Perez.
And he was a major mover of bricks. And so she basically worked with the feds to bring down this cartel. And not only that, she wore a wire, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is really big time, working with the feds, bringing people down, throwing people under jails, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now that's where that's the background. But then she is the CEO of Jay-Z's company. Okay, so you make this video that you just described about all this, and then you get a copyright strike. And I'm looking at this copy. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Let me continue with it.
Yeah. So I wake up. I have a copyright strike. So I'm looking into it. It's saying a removal request by Sean Carter. So I said, how is this possible? I have a small channel of, 20,000 subscribers. Why is this person so worried about me?
Now let's just tell people who don't know. Okay, Sean Carter is the rapper Jay-Z's real name. Jay-Z owns Rock Nation that Desiree Perez is the former and current CEO of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, I see. I'm looking at your copyright strike, and actually, let me put it on the screen right now for everybody else. Okay.
Yeah.
It says your video title, Jay-Z plug OG Juan. They've given you a copyright strike because you've used a photograph of Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, and Juan Perez, and it says removal request issued by Sean Carter. That's Jay-Z. Now, mind you, we're talking about a guy who claims to be from the streets. Jay-Z says that he used to sell rock, that he's been shot at, that there's these stories about him stabbing people. He's a gangster, right?
Right.
A street guy, a gangster. Now, You got you got a channel with like 20, 30,000 subscribers. Okay, so but Jay-Z, this big guy, street guy, gangster from from the Marcy Projects. Okay, so continue, please, or rewind a little bit and you tell the rest.
Okay, so that wasn't even the first. So all right, so they got this video ticking down. So I was like, okay, that's kind of petty because it's like, of course, I'm trying to get my money off YouTube, my little pennies off of YouTube. You claim to be a billionaire. Okay, whatever. I re-uploaded the video. The video did good again. Like, so it did good. It continued doing good, and after a couple months, boom, another copyright strike, removal request. But I was like, damn, I was doing nothing but bigging OG Juan up because OG Juan, he was that guy. The
first time you dropped the video, I believe, did you say it had 60,000 views?
Yeah, it had about 60,000 views.
Okay, and then the second time was at about 40,000 views.
45,000 views. So okay, 45,000 views. Yep.
And then the second removal request comes in once again from Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z.
Yep. And Leo Cohen, he was the president of Def Jam back in the day, and then he made Jay-Z the president of Def Jam. He did business with Jay-Z back in the day. And now Leo Cohen, he's the CEO of YouTube. So all Jay-Z has to do is make that one phone call and get the video removed. Because Leo Cohen is the CEO of YouTube. You see how that works?
Right. Wow. So, okay, so we have we have a street guy, tough guy, a gangster, a so-called gangster, calls himself a gangster. Now he's a billionaire, and his name is on this copyright strike. You are a young brother from Philadelphia with a small channel, making your content, and you're not being derogatory. You were actually, like you said, you were bigging up Jay-Z, G1, right?
Yep.
And they send this. Now, we're getting to all this, okay, with this story. I have a question about this, and let me know if we've missed anything and there's any further with the story. But is Jay-Z a rat because of this?
Is Jay-Z a rat? He didn't go to law enforcement. He did damage control. That's what he did. So I wouldn't call him a rat, but he did damage control. Like, he took money out of my pockets and he took something from my channel. Jay-Z back in the day, he said you can't knock the hustle. So why would you interfere with someone else's hustle? If you wanted to be so thorough, you could have just had one of your guys email me and like, hey, we'll pay you a certain amount just to take this video down.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you wanted to be so thorough, but Jay, that's just Jay. He just does a lot of damage control. So that's his thing. He's trying to take the little money that I'm getting off of this, the information that I'm putting out. That's true. It's not like it's a lie. It's true. I big them up, and then when you're talking about someone, there's a part of the story. There's a highlight of the story, and then there's a downfall of the story. Just like when people tell stories about the streets. You got the glamour, the flashy lifestyle, and then you go down to the dark part of the streets, going to jail, getting snitched on, getting shot at, all the wars. So I gave them both parts in that story. And then, I got my video taken down. And I got two, and that put me at 2 copyright strikes. So if I get a third copyright strike, they take my channel away from me completely.
Well, they've gone, that's not now, right?
No, because copyright strikes, they go away after a certain amount of months.
Okay. Right. Yeah. I mean, the way I look at it is this. Okay, that's why I asked the question, is he a rat? Because, I mean, in terms of a man, okay, if you want to be a man about it, okay, in any circumstance with this, a man addresses it himself. A man sends a message to you and says, I'll either give you money or just asks you to take it down. To me, when you start going through law firms and lawyers and people like this and putting strikes and I mean, let's be honest, okay? I don't know if we can use the word rat, but when you go through YouTube to put a strike on a man's channel, that is I don't know if it's a rat move, but it's a snitch move, correct?
Yeah, it's a snitch move.
Okay, it's a snitch move. And dude, I mean, so listen, if you're,
let me ask you a question. It's not really a snitch move. You gotta look at it like this. That's Jay-Z. He's not losing anything. As far as me, like, say if you're Billy Luna, this is your business. This is your YouTube, right?
Right.
Okay. You work hard. You spend hours editing a video,
right,
and you put this video out. Your video is doing good, and then you got this random guy that takes your video and throw it on his channel, and he does a voiceover, and he's getting traction off of it. Yeah, he's getting paid off of your work, not shouting you out. What are you gonna do? Well, as a businessman, you're gonna get that video taken down because that's not fair to you.
Yeah, but what I'm gonna do first, I'm not, because I don't consider myself to be a snitch or a rat. Right. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you an email, and I'm gonna say, listen, you took my stuff, take it down. Right. That's how, I mean, isn't that how a straight up guy handles stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, not to mention, I mean, okay, we're talking like, this dude's a billionaire. I mean, do you think, you weren't even disparaging him? In fact, what your work is doing there is probably benefiting him. It's almost like a commercial for his brand and his name.
Exactly. OG Juan, because a lot of people don't know who OG Juan is.
And it's just like, now, and then, I mean, lest we forget, we're touching on some stuff here, because let's talk about, we're going to get to, the next topic we're going to get to is the biggest rat in the rap industry, 6ix9ine. I mean, it's almost too obvious to talk about as a rat. However, 6ix9ine has accused many, many people of being rats. I mean, that's, there's probably a lot of projection in that because he's the biggest rat of all time. However, one of the people that 6ix9ine accused, and this is a touchy subject here because, we're all from Philly, but 6ix9ine accused Philly's own Meek Mill of being a rat because Meek shouted out and took pictures with Desiree Perez, the CEO of Rock Nation, a woman who wore a wire. And, when she got popped for having 35 keys, she then, flipped, went to the feds, wore a wire, and threw people under the jail. That is unequivocally a rat. Now, Jay-Z doesn't have a problem with that. That is the woman who is currently the CEO of Rock Nation. What are your thoughts about that in the context?
And don't forget that she got a pardon from Obama. Also.
Oh no, from Trump.
Oh, Trump gave her? Oh.
Trump.
Okay.
Trump gave her a pardon. Trump, several days before he left office, as a side note, pardoned Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, and Desiree Perez, along with, I believe, about 120 others. Yeah. So that's a different thing, but that is true. That is a true thing. But she still got popped for 35 keys, wore a wire, and she got pardoned. That's fine. There is people rotting in jail for the rest of their lives because of her. She's a rat. And Jay-Z, I just always think about, not to get back to Joey Merlino, but I always think about WWJT. What would Joey think? I guarantee you, Joey is not going to have somebody in his organization that wore a wire and got people thrown under the jail. And so therefore, I guess Jay-Z doesn't go by that standard, right?
No, Jay-Z is far removed from the streets. And when you're doing business, when you get to that level, you should be far removed from the streets. Right.
But I don't want to, it's like people are like, oh, you're, just Joey. Joey Merlino is never going to, he's not on the street. He's doing legitimate stuff, but he's not going to put a rat as his CEO. I guarantee you that. He's not even going to like, as he would mention, if a rat was on fire, he wouldn't pee on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's a story about Aaron Jones. He was he was the boss of JBM.
Junior Black. Okay, so just for everybody, it's Junior Black Mafia, right? Yep. This is a Philly organization.
Yeah. So he was a boss of JBM. He was in jail, and Vin Rain approached. He approached him with an opportunity. Hey, we're trying to do a movie about you. We're going to try to do a documentary about you.
That's Ving Rhames. Ving Rhames, who played, in Pulp Fiction. He played Marcellus Wallace, famous actor.
Yes. So they approached Aaron Jones. Desiree Perez also approached Aaron Jones, but Aaron Jones stuck to the code and says, "Hey, no, I'm not doing no business with a rat."
Interesting.
So it's like you kind of become a slave to the rules because he's in jail. He's not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere anywhere. Like anyway, he was on death row. So it's like for him to turn that down, like I'm not doing no business with a rat. That's like damn, like
wow.
He just shut it down. He just shut it down.
See, that's what we're talking about here, man. That's when you have this bone deep hatred of rats. That is what we refer to as a stand-up guy. And I guess there's degrees, but man, there's kind of is and there isn't. That cat, look at him. He's behind bars. Ving Rhames wants to do a project with him, but he won't F with it because this woman that wants to make the deal was a hardcore snitch. I mean, my God, right. I mean, when you talk about being a snitch and you like this and that there is no harder level of it than, I guess, did she ever testify in court?
I'm not sure. All I know is like, she really don't have to testify in court because she wore a wire.
Right. So, right. That's
pretty much all the proof you got right there.
Right. Now, see, this is the thing, what I think too, and I have told you this before. I don't know if we want to call this a rat move. I don't know if we want to call this a snitch move, what they did to you and your channel. However, I would say, I've told you, if I ever get a chance to talk to Jay-Z or his people, I'll explain this to them and I'll say, you got a young brother from Philly with a very talented cat. Young brother from Philly trying to make his way all by himself doing this. You got this $1 billion corporation, you got at the head of it, a rat, blah, blah, blah. That's a little beside the point. But I would say, Jay-Z, are you cool? This young brother's trying to do what he's doing, making his moves, and you're hitting him like this. So what I would say to Jay-Z, and if anyone who knows Jay-Z is listening to this, I think that you all need to get in touch with my man, Members Only here. And Jay-Z, I think to make up for this, why don't you give my man a little bit of an interview or something? After all, you are his favorite rapper after all this, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just think, I like to, that's why I ask like what you think, what your thoughts are. And
yeah, it's like, I like him as a rapper, but it's like, he is a human being. So, I may like you as a rapper, but as a person, you could be this dirty, just this rotten person.
Right. And I mean, of course, once again, everybody in the comments, let us know what you all think about this. These situations it's kind of complicated. Where is it at? Are we talking snitch? Are we talking rat? Are we talking punk? What's up? Let us know. If you want to hear my entire conversation with Members Only 22 about all the snitches and the rats in the rap world, it's called Rap Rats. The link is on the end screen and in the comments.
Billy Luna. Please subscribe to the Billy Luna channel and like the video. Thank you.